When Aaron Hurd agreed to come on the show, I knew it was going to be good. I had no idea just how good it was going to be. The topic that we discuss here is all about critical choices that you need to make during uncertain times. This gentleman, again, has done some phenomenal things, including helping sell over 1,000 homes across the country in one single year. He's a coach to some of the best and top agents in the entire country. He is truly a leader's leader. And the wisdom that he shares today is going to help you do really kind of three key things. Number one, it's going to help you grow your business during uncertain times. It's going to help you grow your relationships during these uncertain times. And it's really going to help you grow your mindset. Those three things are absolutely critical for anybody wanting to be a big thinker, high achiever, and Aaron Hurd absolutely delivers. I can't wait for you to hear it. It's a phenomenal episode, and it's really going to change the way you see this time right now. It's going to be the opportunity of a lifetime. Can't wait for you to hear it. Enjoy. Friend, we are live. We'll see how many people join in this time of day. We're going to see the hunger of the real estate industry to get amazing content, because this is when Aaron Hurd is going to deliver it. Welcome everybody to the Think Bigger Real Estate Show. Bright and early. You can tell that there's not a whole lot of natural sunlight coming in. Nevertheless, ballers like Aaron Hurd are up and at it and making things happen. So Aaron Hurd, for those that don't know him, and kind of what, even maybe more importantly, what you're going to get from this episode are critical choices that you need to make right now as a business owner, coming into a downturn, coming into some really uncertain times. There are some things that you can be certain about. Despite the uncertainty, there are some things that you can absolutely choose to do that will guarantee that you're going to have a better outcome than if you don't do them. And that's the guarantee that we can have even in uncertain times. So Aaron Hurd, this gentleman is a MAPS coach, coaches literally some of the top real estate professionals in the country. He's phenomenal. In addition to that, he has his own very successful team here in Portland, Oregon. And this is really cool. He was a big part of helping sell 1,000 homes in less than a year. So expanded across the country, just very much a visionary, very much somebody who understands business. I mean, to do that, you have to really understand business. And so I'm thrilled today. Aaron Hurd, thank you for coming on to the Think Bigger Real Estate Show and sharing with us some key wisdom that we all need right now.
The pleasure is absolutely mine, Justin. And you are a brave man. When you invited me to come on the show and you said, hey, can we come on in the morning? I said, sure, 6 a.m. You didn't blink an eye. You got 6 little ones upstairs sleeping right now. You're going to cause some disruption in your household, huh?
You know, absolutely. There's absolutely some, a little bit of risk of going live during the day. There's also a little bit of risk in going live early in the morning, right? Because it's a little less certain.
Yep.
and obviously this whole topic is all about how do we gain certainty in an uncertain time? And so probably actually going live at 6 a.m. is probably more certain than not. Everyone's quiet around here.
All my East Coast friends are going to be joining us. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, no, I've been up for hours.
Yeah.
Very funny, man. Well, let's jump into this again. For those that are again maybe just tuning in now, let me just say this: what you're going to get from this episode is that you are going to walk away with some absolute certain things that you can do in uncertain times. Coming from a guy who again has sold over 1,000 homes in less than a year across the country and coaches some of the brightest of the bright. So excited again to have you here, Aaron. Let's go ahead and jump in. What's maybe the first thing that comes to mind that you can do to make a critical choice in an uncertain time?
Justin, I think the first thing is just simply face reality, right? We got to identify what is really happening in our worlds, in our businesses, in our economies, locally, nationally, and understand what impact is being made for what we have to control. Like there's things that you just can't control. Get over it. Yesterday is yesterday. A year ago was a year ago. You ain't getting it back. It's gone, right? So understand, here's your reality today, and ask yourself, who do I choose to be tomorrow? Based on what I know is to be true right now, who do I choose to be and have show up in my world tomorrow or the next day based on the decisions that I make today? You see, so many people right now are stuck in a quarantined mindset. The reality is we are quarantined across the country in many cities and many states, many counties, right? And we are right now, we're at home. This is okay. Just pivot, change your expectations for the day. You see, one of the things that we're doing, Justin, right now is there's some key performance indicators that you can measure across any business that by hitting those numbers, you'll be able to place a bet on if that business is going to win or lose. Would you agree?
Totally.
Almost every business breaks down to a math formula, right? So when we look at it, we have to understand what's the math behind your goals. So your goal isn't just to have abundance. What does that mean? Your goal isn't to have success. Well, what's your definition of success? So we have to change the reality of or identify what those numbers are so we can change the activities that we're choosing to do to be in alignment with having those goals show up or not show up, no matter where we're at, no matter how we feel. So we're living these quarantine mindsets when we have these, I get the luxury of coaching some of the best agents, like you said, and some of the agents on my team are world-class. And I have the opportunity to talk to them every day. And sometimes it's talking them off the ledge. Like right now, it's tough, man. Mentally, physically, you're out of your routine. There's no, clear order of chaos in our world right now. Everybody is adjusting and getting uncomfortable, which I'm so excited for. I mean, right now, the shift, let's get really freaking uncomfortable because people get afraid. And when people are fearful, people run, right? Fear is an amazing thing. It keeps people alive. Like, embrace the fear, though understand what changes must be met so you don't die. That's the reality here. Don't be afraid of it. So I get the luxury of coaching these people and talking to them, and sometimes off the ledge, because they're faced with things that they never thought that they'd be faced with. Their spouses losing their employment, shutting down their stores that they've had for 15 years. I mean, these things hit true, like hard, really, really fast. And so understand, like, what is it that you wanted out of your business? And based on where you're at today, what are the key performance measurements or indicators that you need to be in alignment with to hit those goals based on your circumstances today? And, push comes to shove, Justin, in the real estate industry, which we live and breathe personally, we know that it's a person-to-person, eyeball-to-eyeball business. And we focus our energy right now on creating and engaging relationships with people that we either know or don't know that have an interest in buying, selling, or choosing to invest in the real estate space, right? It's just the performance measurements used to be a certain amount of conversations would lead to a certain amount of results. Well, today we're seeing that those numbers are drastically changing, right? So we have to look at it and say, if those numbers are changing, your activity's got to change for the better in that area, which means we need to be more focused on our time management. And that's really the second thing. We're going to face reality, learn what the new performance measurements are, what are the new numbers, and then we're going to face reality or identify a new time management schedule.
Let me unpack that a little bit, because you've shared so much wisdom there in such a short period of time. I want to slow it down to make sure everybody heard it. So this quarantined mindset, right? I want everyone to think about that. I've had this thought, Aaron, that, oftentimes, especially newer agents, they'll come into an industry and they're like, I can never catch up with all these people that are selling, 50, 60, 70, 100 plus homes a year. And I think right now is a gift. It's a gift for anybody that recognizes that they were in and it wasn't a race, right? It's always been a one-man race. It's always you against you, right? Yeah. However, I do think that when it comes to market share, when it comes to really establishing yourself as a real player, there's a lot of people, even that are established players, that are living a quarantine lifestyle. Like, they're posting nonstop about all the things they're watching on Netflix. I'm not saying Netflix is bad, but what I am saying is that if you're not increasing the amount of people that you're contacting right now, and if you're not increasing the amount of good that you're putting into your brain, and it's pure entertainment, you're going to slip behind of those that are seeing this as a huge opportunity, that you are in competition with agents, and even competition for mind share. And all of a sudden, most people, like during the middle of the race, have sat down in the middle of the track. And are you going to sit down and also be with them, right? Are you also going to be in this quarantine mindset? Are you going to keep running like you're telling us to do, right? Because
Yeah.
the second thing that I heard you say is like, all of us have certain metrics for our business that we need to hit, right? As far as, whether it be transactions, whether it be revenue, like whatever it may be. And the reality is what we were going to do may not get us there. What I hear you saying is that we actually probably need to double down and be sure that we still hit those same metrics, which might mean we need to have more conversations. Is that what I understood you say?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And that's what I was going to just lean into is, look, what used to get you where you wanted to go ain't going to happen for the most part for most people, right? So in the law of averages, you're going to have more conversations to find the motivated people that are interested in doing the business the new way that you're choosing to do business. Today, my mentor and a friend of yours, I believe, Gary Keller, has spent some time pouring into the Maps Coach community. And one of the things he said when we first entered into this new time with the quarantine, he said, people will tolerate doing things different in times that are different. People will tolerate doing different things differently when times are different. Well, times are very different right now, my friend. And so when you tell me that, nobody would list their home without me coming out and sitting at their kitchen table and, not getting to know them face to face, well, phooey, they will accept it. They will tolerate it. It's different times right now. As long as you have a service and you believe that it's the right thing that's going to move them forward in achieving their goals, and they believe it, why wouldn't they not? Yeah. Same with buyers, right? Just 3 weeks ago, even, or this time last year, the odds of somebody buying something sight unphysically seen in the real estate space is almost absurd, right? You wouldn't go and buy your home, one of your biggest investments, without physically touring the space. Well, I'll tell you, my friend, this week I'm living proof that more than one people have purchased real estate without physically seeing it, and negotiating and writing multiple offers and competing and having bidding wars. And we're helping sellers sell their properties well over the listed price without having any physical tours to the property. Are you hearing me? Times are different.
Yeah. It's a great point, Aaron, is that, all of us who thought that we needed an office to work have figured out the technology to be able to work remotely. We have escrow officers that are now working from home. Yeah. Right. And it's like, who would ever thought that was like at scale, right? Not just on a one-off basis because, they're taking care of, some personal circumstances, like even as a title and escrow industry, we've stretched the limits of what we thought was possible, right?
Totally.
We have very few people coming into our offices, closed to the public. And you realize like that would never work. Well, it's working, right? It's absolutely working. Yeah. And we had a record month last month as far as opens, which means that we're probably gonna have a record month as far as closes. Like, I think all of us have to realize that just because there's like the sky is falling when it comes to, health in certain parts of the world, doesn't mean that your situation has to follow suit, right? I mean, I think that's, a key thing that I hear kind of you pointing out to all of us is that change doesn't mean that it like the world is over, right? Change just means that it's change.
Yeah. Better change. Get on the bandwagon.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a powerful thing to see you say that, right? That people are buying homes sight unseen. I attended a virtual open house, never attended one of those. I've seen people walk through with their phone, but actually to have somebody sit and walk through a home with a link that I could then go do a virtual tour and listen to what they were saying. It was phenomenal, right? There's so many adaptations that are happening right now. I was actually listening to a kind of a spiritual discourse this morning about the three major things we need physically are shelter, right? Food and clothing, right? Yeah. And it's like, shelter is one of those three things. If you're in the real estate industry, like good decision, right? That's one of the three things that people absolutely have to have. And, people are not going to stop needing it. It's not like it's going to go out of fashion to have shelter.
Let me talk about shelter for a second.
Yeah.
In our world, in the real estate space, we're all customary to going to an office space and setting up an environment that we can do our work within. And so I want to urge everybody to do the same thing in your own personal homes, right? There's many people that don't have the luxury of having great office spaces in their own living space. And that's okay. There's no judgment. One thing you might choose to do is consider taking a coat closet, pulling all of the stuff out of it, setting up a little picnic table and make a makeshift little office space where you choose to perform at your highest level. Or go into your garage if you have a garage. Make it slightly uncomfortable for you because it's different. It's going to force you out of a habit. In your habit, you look around you, where are you sitting right now? Where are you doing work? Your kitchen table, your recliner, in front of the TV? Like, change your space, right? Just because it's different. So get in this cubicle or your closet space. Consider it like Superman's phone booth, and you're going to walk in with a clear goal, and you're going to pick up the phone. You're going to have 40 conversations when you would have had maybe 8 or 10 in a normal day. You're going to just do this one thing so you can get out of the closet and stay out of there for the rest of the day feeling really accomplished. Change your space and set some goals. The environment needs to be supportive of it.
You know, it's interesting, Aaron. People have talked about for years, right, ever since I've been in business, about the need to time block, yet with the immediate follow-up is I'm really bad at it. Right? And I think
you and everybody else, it seems.
and it's interesting how those go together. I mean, people say that like, oh, I know I need a time block, but I'm really bad at that. Like what you just shared right there was a total nugget of wisdom, is that if you're not loving your work situation because the office was perfect, this is a great opportunity, right? To be like, good, let's get in and get out, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to hang out here. It's not very comfortable in here. Like,
that's right.
let's get it done. And those, you know, I would even add those that are working from home, you've got kids around, right? I've got 6, right? It's not the most conducive work environment. In fact, I thought that when they told me like, okay, all people in my position need to be working from home. I thought like, you realize I've got 6 kids and they're all home right now. And I was like, yep. I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. It was fascinating to me about how we had the conversation as a family. We drew the line in the sand and said, okay, this is Dad's workspace. We need to respect that, right? Yet we still are a family that, you know, we have to live here. That like how I know that when people are upstairs, it's go time. Like I got to get my work done because, you know, once the chaos comes downstairs, like it's going to be much more challenging to get that done. So again, when you find yourself in a not ideal work situation, it might be exactly what you needed to really focus and really get things done. Again, work expands to fill the time that we give it. And if you give yourself an hour, as opposed to where you used to give yourself 4 hours, you might get more done in an hour than you ever would have dreamed of getting in 4 because you have to now.
That's right. Yeah. And I think that's how we're facing challenges is you forecast, what do I want out of this day, this week, this month? And with an abundant change that we have no control over, right? Boo-hoo, we can't change this. What do you want to get out of it? You want to end, what happens if in the next 30 days, everything is relieved, you know, there's a cure and everything's perfect and everything's business as usual. If you focus wholeheartedly on lead generation and filling up the front end of your business pipeline right now, one, you'll find motivated that want to do business right now. Though even if you didn't, you filled up your funnel, and then we get released and opened up and back to normal here on the back end. The good thing is you're going to have an abundance here. Okay. So the worst thing that happens right now is that you fill up and you create abundance in the future. If you choose to do nothing, then you're saying, I want nothing then. In our world, we can only control what we bring into the front end. Everything else on the back end is out of our control, right? So focus everything on create new relationships, find the motivated, you know, continue to consult with them and come from a fiduciary responsibility of helping them achieve their goals and finding the best home values or netting them the most amount of money so that they can hit their goals. Just come from contribution and work your butt off. You know, get in front of everybody you can and ask, how can I help you right now? How can I serve you? I mean, I'm a great real estate specialist. This is what I do. What are your needs?
Man, and I think, again, in due time, this will pass, right? These aren't permanent circumstances. And I think at some point, everyone's going to look back and be like, man, that COVID-19 situation, that was a real opportunity to either get systems in place that I didn't, to either maybe spend time with family. Maybe you're, again, a mom at home being like, I can't get anything extra done. You're telling me to get extra stuff done? Like I'm having a hard time. In fact, I saw the funniest meme. It was, hey, let's play a game. Or let's play a drinking game. Every time somebody says, Mom, take a drink. And they said, no, don't do that. You'll die.
Yeah, quickly.
This concept of getting more done. Some people are like, are you kidding me? Right. But maybe this is time for you to like really like dig down and enjoy being a mom, right? Enjoy being a parent during this time. Like whatever it is that your situation is. And I think you can probably have both. I believe that you can probably get work done even amidst the chaos if you set boundaries and give kids, once I get done with this, then we'll go do this, right?
Thank you for saying that. One of my great coaching clients, I love her to death. She's amazing. She has 4-year-old twins running running between her feet every day. And so she's looking at me going, how is it you're expecting me to double down on activities right now when I have this chaos in my world? It's like, great. This is going to be a really fun challenge to hit head on, right? And we know that we need to meet or have this many conversations. It's just the fundamental exercise that we need to exhaust to be successful for the day. So if we choose to succeed in our days, we're going to have these numbers of activities being done, right? So we have 2 little children. This is great. Where can we time block for 30-minute chunks? We're going to run in intervals here. And you're going to put on a schedule where it's mom time and 30 minutes on, 10 minutes off, 30 minutes on, 10 minutes off. And every 10 minutes, you're going to go be super mom. You're going to go do what you need to do to, create control and, feed them cookies or whatever we got to do. And then you're going to get back on the phone. You're going to get back into your routine, and you're going to create a new calendar that has clear expectations and boundaries of this is when I'm on, this is when I'm off, and you're going to do everything you can to meet that schedule.
Yeah, boy, that's powerful, Aaron. I think there's, again, so much opportunity right now, and I hope people see it that way. Another opportunity that I see that I've heard you alluding to here is that of building relationships. And I think most of us are too busy to really stop, oftentimes, to really kind of take care of people. And most people are pretty good. Like we live in a pretty prosperous society. Most people kind of have what they need. Keep in mind that there's a lot of people that are disadvantaged. Don't get me wrong. I'm not glossing over that fact. But the people that are kind of our immediate friendships, our immediate relationships, most people are pretty good. Like when we get together to see each other and to catch up and to be entertained, right? We don't really have a need in most cases to go check on people, right? Barring some, life-altering, disease or illness. For the most part, like people don't need a lot in our society. And right now people need a lot. And I'm not saying that like not everyone has virus, but some do, right? But like the reality is that like everybody has some emotional needs right now. There's some stuff going on in everyone's head right now.
Yeah.
Just having a voice show up to say, hey, I was just thinking about you. How are you? I know there's a lot going on out there. Yeah. Just that alone will not only lift your own soul, right? But it will also lift their soul. And I would encourage you, like, put business aside. This is just a great exercise in life. And right now, leadership is needed. Leaders are needed. And what an opportunity for you to actually go care for people that absolutely will come back on the business side of things.
That's right.
Like tenfold, it's going to come back.
You nailed it. That's the script essentially that we're sharing with our team to pick up the phones, to have more conversations. Is I don't want you calling saying, hey, thanks for taking my call. I promise I'll be brief. I saw you're on my website. I want to see how soon you want to buy a home. Like, no, that's not what we're doing right now. Right now it's, hi, is this Justin?
Yep, this is him. Yeah.
Hey, Justin. This is Aaron over here at Realtor Property Group. And I just wanted to call and see how you're doing. I saw you were on our website looking at homes. Were you just browsing out of boredom, being locked up in quarantine, or was there another reason that you're looking at homes online?
Yeah, no, I mean, we're kind of in our, we don't love what we're quarantined in. Let's be honest.
I get it, man. Do you have the luxury of working from home?
I do.
Oh, congratulations. So good to hear that. Is there anything I can do to help you?
I don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty right now, right? We do want to buy. I don't know if now's the right time to buy, but we're definitely interested in getting into a different place, being home as often as we have been. Kind of just reminds us that we don't want to be here for forever.
Yeah, you don't want to be there forever. I get that. So talk to me for a second. I mean, I'm a real estate specialist. I don't know anything about what's going to happen with the whole coronavirus thing, though. What does your dream home look like? Right. And then obviously we're not going to role play it for the whole thing, though. That's what we're going to get into. It starts with a sense of like empathy versus, I'm a prospect. You're a prospect and I'm going to convert you. This is just, we're just two dudes, two human beings having a conversation now about what are you doing? Like,
Mhm.
you're locked in your home having a conversation with me about buying or selling. Okay. Is it urgent? Is it important? Then I'm not going to pressure you to take action right now.
Yeah. Yeah, the part that I
Right.
loved about that is that you brought up the reality of like, hey, you're in quarantine. Like it was very unscripted. It was very, very natural and timely, right? Kind of very relevant to the situation that we're in. Hey, like, you're probably locked up in quarantine like everybody else.
Yeah.
What's up? How
Yeah.
can I help you? Is there something
Yeah.
you
And if
need?
you have the luxury of working, man, that's amazing. What a blessing.
Yeah, great stuff. Um, what have we missed, Aaron? If people were to say critical choices right now, do you have any? Is there something that we've missed, or do you feel like we've pretty much covered it?
I mean, there's a world of things that we continue to do, though I believe wholeheartedly, just kind of on a recap, that if you face the reality, if you look at the numbers in your business, if you understand, clearly what's happening in your market, what are those key performance indicators that you need to adjust and what is adjusting, and you could speak intelligently to it, it's gonna uplift your confidence level to know what needs to be done for you to be in alignment with still achieving your goals. And then you focus and you manage your time, and you just lock down and you do everything you can to engage with the consumer, or with people for that matter,
Mhm.
and you just come from contribution. You're gonna be wildly successful. You just got to do more today than you have in the past. That's all.
I love it. I think a script that I want to be sure that people know also, that your script was beautiful for people that are actively buying and selling, right, on your website. There's a whole group of people that you've either served before that are just friends, family, neighbors, and I think for me, and I'd love to hear you add anything to this, Aaron, which is, how are you? How's your family? Is there anything I can do for you? Right?
Yeah.
Do you need to go pick up medication? Like anything, like what do you need?
Yeah.
And I think those three questions are ones that have given me, a lot of courage just to pick up and just check in on people. And it's got nothing to do with my business. Yet they know at the same time that, like, what I do for a living, and it might
Yeah.
very well be that they do need something that I do for a living, or it might be something that I don't do for a living. Either way, my intent and my absolute commitment to help them is the same.
Yep. How are you mentally, physically, and emotionally?
I
It's,
like that.
it's fundamentals.
I like
Yeah.
that. Almost like identifying, like, hey, you might have all the food that you need, but how you doing? Like, really, how
Yeah.
you doing? You
Yeah.
doing okay? I think that really kind of peeling the onion a little bit and just getting to the heart of, like, this is the farthest thing from a sales call that you can ever imagine. Like, I'm genuinely here, human to human, checking in
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on out there right now. Are you doing okay? I think that speaks volumes.
It's powerful, man. It's
I love it,
powerful.
buddy. This has been a remarkable episode. I'm so excited to have other people share this and find this and really digest all of this, because it's super powerful what you've shared with us. I want to remind everybody that they can get the full episode on YouTube and on their favorite podcast app. So please go find that. Listen to this again, the stuff that Aaron has shared with us today. Again, with his experience in coaching some of the top agents in the country, from his experience and selling over 1,000 homes across the country in less than a year. Like, there's just some phenomenal wisdom in this guy that I hope that you recognize, that the stuff that you're have heard here today come from some absolute wells of deep experience. So, Aaron, thank you for being not only a business Yoda, but also being a great man. I know you're a man of faith. I know that husband and your role as father of two beautiful children is essential in your life, and you are the kind of person that that we want to learn from, and want to follow. So thank you for being a big
Thanks,
thinker. Let me
Justin.
ask just this final question as we wrap up. You are a big thinker. You work with other big thinkers, high achievers. What does a guy like you do to continue to be a big thinker, to continue to expand your possibilities? Teach us.
I continue to talk and think with big thinkers. Surround yourself with people that are growing and or where you want to be. If you don't know who they are, pick up some books, read other people that are big thinkers that came before you, right? There's some amazing wisdom that you can unpack from some amazing books. Lean into it.
So powerful, man. And now what a great time, right? To reestablish new habits. So
You
many
got
people
it.
say, like, oh, I'd love to read. I don't have time to read. Or, I don't have time to have, coffee with people. You can have a Zoom call right now with some pretty
Yes.
powerful people
Anywhere across the country.
who are home, right? They're home and
Yep.
they're available.
Yeah.
So I would encourage you to, again, take this time to reestablish habits. Do what Aaron just taught us, which is be around big thinkers, even if it's reading their words. So Aaron, thank you again so much for helping us really fulfill the mission of this show, right? Which is to help people think bigger. It's to help people wake up and recognize the potential inside of them, and then to inspire and help them to live in pursuit of that. You've absolutely done that today. I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for all of those that were up at 6 o'clock in the morning tuning into this. Thank you so much. We're so glad that you've been with us, and would encourage you, if this has been helpful to you, tag somebody in the comments, share this with somebody. Again, the wisdom that Aaron shared has been tremendous. So thank you again, my friend. And my final request of everybody listening in today are 3 simple words, and they are go think bigger. Thank you so much, Aaron.
Go think bigger.
Go think bigger, baby. Let's do it.
All right. See you, Justin.
You bet. Bye-bye.